All right, let's settle a massive culinary debate today. In one corner, you've got Lynn from China, who I'm pretty sure can get a live lobster delivered faster than you can decide what to watch on Netflix. And in the other corner, Arthur from the UK, who's starting to think his takeaway habit might just require a second mortgage. So whose delivery game truly reigns supreme? Let's get into it. So the great takeaway throwdown kicks off with a breakfast tragedy. Over on the right, Arthur is practically weeping over the sky-high price of his single egg on toast. Meanwhile, Lynn, on the left, just can't resist gloating a little. You know, for less than what Arthur paid for that sad-looking breakfast, she's had a 3-course feast, a week's worth of groceries, and a bubble tea show up at her door in under 30 minutes. So what on earth is going on here? Okay, first up, Lynn goes on the attack, and her argument is all about one thing: sheer, absolutely mind-boggling scale. She's basically saying that in China, delivery isn't just a convenience, it's like a fundamental law of physics, built on an infrastructure that would make most other countries just, well, give up. To land her first big punch, Lynn drops this bombshell of a number you see right here: 90 million. And get this, that's how many orders a single Chinese platform, Meituan, handles every single day. To put that into perspective for you, that's like the entire population of the UK ordering a curry at the exact same time every day. I mean, the scale isn't just on another level, it's in a whole different galaxy. And Lynn argues this delivery empire wasn't built in a day, though it was probably close. As you can see, it all started pretty simply, right? Just restaurant meals. But then people got a taste for convenience. They wanted their groceries, then they wanted their medicine, and now, thanks to a night economy that literally never sleeps, you can get anything. From a birthday present you forgot to a 3 a.m. craving for ice cream, delivered 24/7. So what's the result of all that convenience? Well, it's a colossal market worth over 1.2 trillion yuan. That's about 165 billion US dollars, serving 600 million users. For Lynn, this isn't just about ordering a pizza. It's a high-tech, super convenient world that, frankly, Arthur can only dream of. All right, let's hear Arthur's comeback. He just scoffs at Lynn's futuristic vision and drags this whole debate right back down to earth, right back to cold, hard cash. He says that while China's model sounds fantastic, the UK is busy fighting a monster of its own, absolutely crushing inflation. And this chart right here, this is Arthur's Exhibit A. At nearly 5%, UK food inflation is just trouncing its European neighbors like Germany and France. For Arthur, this isn't just some abstract number. It's that painful sting he feels every single time he even thinks about opening a delivery app. So why the crazy high prices? Well, Arthur explains it's kind of a recipe for disaster. As you can see here, you've got new trade frictions post-Brexit adding costs, you've got a ton of new government regulations squeezing businesses, and on top of all that, you've got weaker consumer demand. The result? Manufacturer profit margins have been, well, they've been pretty much wiped out. And if you really want to know how bad it's gotten, just look at this quote. The average British family is now spending nearly double on food what they spend on heating their homes and keeping the lights on. That is the grim reality behind every single burger and pizza that Arthur orders. But you know what? Lynn isn't buying Arthur's sob story for 1 second. She fires right back, saying that China's system thrives precisely because of its cutthroat competition. She argues it's a massive win for the consumer that keeps prices low and service unbelievably fast. Now, you might look at this chart and think, wait a minute, one company, Meituan, has 70% of the market. They've got it all sewn up. But Lynn says that just means they have a giant target on their back. They are in a never-ending war with absolute behemoths like Alibaba and JD.com, who are all clawing for a piece of that massive pie. And this slide just perfectly captures the two different battlefields. In China, you've got delivery wars, tech giants throwing money at customers and racing to invent the future. But in the UK, it's price wars, supermarkets locked in this grim battle to be the cheapest, which ends up crushing their suppliers and often killing off innovation. One is a race to the top, the other is a race to the bottom. And for Lynn, this is the ultimate payoff for her country's hyper-competitive chaos. The constant fight for an edge is literally creating the future as we speak. We are talking about AI that predicts what you want to order, drones dropping off your morning coffee, and self-driving cars delivering your dinner. Meanwhile, poor Arthur, he's still waiting for his toast. So after all the back and forth, Lynn and Arthur finally agree on one thing. Delivery is now totally essential in both of their countries.
But their stories really do paint a picture of two completely different worlds, and each one has a massive trade-off hiding just beneath the surface. It really all boils down to this one final question. As we watch these two very different models evolve, we really have to ask ourselves, what is the true price of getting exactly what you want the second you want it? So, who wins the great takeaway debate? Is it the UK model, where the consumer is the one who ultimately pays the price for a stable, if pretty expensive, system? Or is it China's model, where that fierce, tech-fueled competition pushes innovation forward, but at a relentless cost to the industry itself? Which world would you rather order from? Something to chew on the next time you tap that Order Now button.